It's been more than 3 months since the launch of Xiaomi 14 and 14 Pro in the Chinese market. As for the global launch, the company has announced an event on the February 25th. At that event, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is also launching, which is the camera-centric flagship phone from the company. As we know, the last year's Xiaomi 13 Ultra had a ridiculous spec sheet that included 4 50-megapixel cameras on the back with Leica optics, a 1-inch sensor for the primary camera with a variable aperture lens, 50-watt wireless charging, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and an impressive display. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra will continue the same trend of offering the best hardware possible in a phone. Today we got our first look at the design of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra thanks to a leak. And it looks like Xiaomi has decided to keep the design language the same as last year. Now this is not a bad move at all because we have seen many brands following the same design language for their newer phones as their previous phones. Take Samsung as an example. If we compare the S22 Ultra, the S23 Ultra and the S24 Ultra, the camera module design remains the same. Yes, there are some changes in the display, the frame, etc. But this camera module has now become a unique identity of the Samsung's Ultra phones. The same is the case with iPhones. Now regarding the changes in the design, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra has a ring around the camera module which was not present on the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. It may not be evident at first, but if we look at the designs of both the phones side by side, you can see that the camera module on the 14 Ultra looks bigger due to that ring around it. There is no change in the camera layout, so the phone still has a quad camera setup with one camera having a periscope lens. There is the Leica branding in the center with some camera specifications. Looking from the side, the camera bump on this phone is huge, probably the biggest on any smartphone. But that is not a surprise because we have seen these high-end camera-centric phones having these huge camera modules. These renders reveal the black and white color options of the phone with a vegan leather finish and an aluminum frame. There is also a special variant with a titanium frame, but it might be exclusive for the Chinese market. Finally, the phone has a micro quad curved screen that we saw on the Xiaomi 14 Pro as well. The advantage of this design is that it retains the visual aesthetic of a flat screen while providing the smooth feeling of a curved edge. And well, that is all about the design of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. As far as the specifications are concerned, there have been some leaks recently, but it is hard to say how accurate those leaks are. Still, as per the leaks, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra has a primary 1-inch 50-megapixel Sony Light 900 sensor with OIS and a variable aperture of f1.6 to f4.0. For comparison, the Xiaomi 13 Ultra had a primary camera with a variable aperture of f1.9 to f4.0. So there is a larger aperture this time, which means the sensor can gather more light, hence the low light performance should be better. The other three cameras have a 50-megapixel Sony IMX858 sensor, which was also the case with the 13 Ultra. There is an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, stereo speakers, and IP68 certification. The phone is also said to have satellite communication, but that might be a China-only feature. The battery is 5300 mAh, which, if true, means an upgrade from the 5000 mAh battery in the 13 Ultra. And finally, the phone has Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. As for the pricing, sources claim that the Xiaomi 14 Ultra will launch in Europe in a single configuration having 16GB of RAM and half a terabyte of storage. The price is reported to be €1500, which falls around the starting price of Galaxy S24 Ultra. But it is also worth mentioning that in Europe, the S24 Ultra has 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage in the base model. Well, these specifications and the pricing are based on the leaks and rumors, so consider them with a pinch of salt. Anyways, what do you think of the design of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra? Do let me know via the comment section below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.